So you'd probably guess being president of the United States, or the leader of any country for that matter, is no easy job. Well, new research shows that it's so not easy that it takes a serious toll on the health of those leaders. The Harvard study found the lifespans of heads of states are nearly 3 years shorter than those of average folks. And it's striking to see how much the job seems to accelerate the aging process. Here's Bill Clinton before and after. He was 46 years old when he took office. His successor, look at that. His successor, George W. Bush, was 54 when he was sworn in. And President Obama still has a year left. He was 47 when he took the oath of office in 2009. Dr. Samadi, what is going on here?
Well, this is actually quite interesting, and this is despite the fact that they have the best health care and they have access to all the doctors, and they see the best doctors out there, and yet I'm surprised actually it's only that 3 years shorter lifespan than other people, because this talks about the level of stress and what stress does to your body. And it's amazing how stress can affect your entire system. You know, stress by itself is actually a good thing. It's a defense mechanism of flight or flee. And when you have it for a long period, that's when it affects your depression, anxiety, your heart rate will go up, and as a result we see that they're aging faster. But it really affects your immune system. It affects your cortisol level, it affects your acid level in your stomach, and as a urologist I will tell you, don't laugh, but can affect your sexual function also. Too much stress can really, well...
This is a lunchtime program, Dr. Samadi. Come on.
Meghan, of course, starts laughing immediately. Don't laugh, Meghan.
Well, the biggest thing is to recognize it, number one, for a lot of people who are not presidents, to really control it and to manage it, and that's what really... a big thing for a lot of people.
Sometimes I wonder when we look at these shots that if you put a side-by-side picture of anyone after 8 years, you know, would you see, it's a pretty long period of time, would it look this dramatic? I mean, to you as a doctor, is this normal for 8 years, or do you really feel like, oh my goodness?
Well, we don't have one of my pictures before I started 5 years ago at Fox News. When I started becoming the vice chair, or now the chair of urology, I had no gray hair, and look at me now. Take a close shot.
Good gray, Doc.
Well, thank you. It does really affect your system, and gray hair is as a result of all the stress and all the pigmentation of the hair is gone. So, but these guys, they exercise. For example, like, you know, one of the things that Bill Clinton has done is really change his diet, you know, after that cardiac bypass. I remember when I was in the middle of the surgery, and they said, you know, President is coming in, and they didn't know whether they're going to use the robot or not to do the bypass. He ended up having an open heart surgery, but since then he's watched his diet. He really has lost a lot of weight. He looks a lot healthier. So as President Bush,
there's got to be different kinds of stress. I mean, for somebody who's working 3 jobs just to put dinner on the table in front of their family, I mean, that's a different kind of stress than being the president.
Well, these guys, you know, the rush is always on. Your heart rate is always beating. You're always under a lot of pressure and anxiety. They are public speakers, and you can see the politics that comes after them all the time. So that plays tremendous pressure on their heart, and that's one of the reasons why having a great support program, having families around them, knowing that you have ways to really neutralize that is absolutely important.
Imagine the president's daily brief, just that one piece of paper that he gets every day, the intelligence briefing every morning. That would put anybody in the grave. I mean,
would be the threat. Gotta go.
You know, to your point, it's that, you know, continuous pressure and stress that can make them sick and affect their immune system and everything else.